Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to our creature analysis series. In this episode, we're going to be doing things a little bit special today. So, as most of you Monster Hunter fans know, Monster Hunter recently celebrated its 15th anniversary. During said anniversary, they sorta kinda revealed the forbidden monsters. Gaijin Hunter recently released a video going more into the concept, but basically, there were 5 Elder Dragons, the Black Dragons, that Capcom swore to never speak of much or at all, whether in-game or at conferences, for example. The idea was to have monsters that could be a nice in-game surprise. Stop that. No, anyway, they were supposed to be a nice in-game surprise that people would not have known existed until they played the game, and then discussions could occur on forums of people being bewildered by these great monsters. But now with leaks, a better internet, and so on and so forth, it's not really a viable strategy. I mean, look at how the leaks tear apart each new Pokemon generation, sadly. So, now Capcom has pretty much lit that ban and have talked more about them. So, I've talked about these forbidden monsters, but what are they? So, the 5 forbidden monsters are Fatalis, Crimson Fatalis, and White Fatalis, the Black Dragon. I know White Fatalis being called a Black Dragon is kind of weird, but bear with me. Alatreon, the Blazing Black Dragon, and of course the best of the bunch, my heart, Dire Miralis, the Smelting Black Dragon. Thanks to some translations by Gaijin Hunter and other sentiments from Capcom, it's been pretty heavily implied that Capcom has no intention of bringing back Dire Miralis for Monster Hunter World Iceborne, or maybe even Monster Hunter in general. It seems like their reasoning is because there's no more underwater combat like there was in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate where Dire Miralis was introduced, and to this day the only game that it's been in. And I'll preface this by saying that I am in no way a game developer, so take this with a pinch of salt. But if that really is the reasoning, then that feels kind of weak in my opinion. But of course, I'm not one to complain and leave it at that. So in this video, we will be having a mini-series within this creature analysis series where I'm going to go over my ideas of how monsters from previous Monster Hunter games or foreign market exclusive Monster Hunter games like Monster Hunter Frontier could be implemented in current gen Monster Hunter games, which at this point of the video is Monster Hunter World Iceborne. And let's start with what is easily one of my favorite monsters, period, Dire Miralis, and how it could be implemented into Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So, I'm imagining it as a two sort of three-phase fight that actually be akin to the Jin and Dire Miralis fights of 3rd and 4th generations respectively. Initially, we'd have a cutscene in Astera where we receive word that a Dire Miralis is crossing the ocean towards the New World. Then the Admiral gets ham-fisted into the story, being the center of attention because Iceborne for some reason loves him, and we take a ship out. So, akin to the first phase of the Morans, we'll be sailing alongside Dire Miralis and attacking the magma cores on its upper body. Despite not having the mobility of the Morans, Dire Miralis could still be just as threatening as it can launch fireballs, use what's basically its own equivalent of the Wyvern Fire, and launch volcanic rocks out of its wings whenever it roars. Eventually, after doing enough damage, we would move on to Phase 2, and this is where I think it would get really good. So, due to taking enough damage, Dire Miralis would be forced to go to land at the nearest area, and I'm thinking that area being the Ancient Forest. So for this fight, a special arena could be carved out of the Ancient Forest called the Scorch Ancient Forest. it'll start with us landing our ships and meeting Dire Miralis at the landing site. From there, Dire will climb out, and we could take in its full size, because to date, Dire Miralis is, oh gosh, I think it's the second largest monster, I think. It's probably like the second if you having all the monsters stand up at least. But that's aside the point. Anyway, then the fight continues as it would in 3U, with us attacking its lower half and trying to make it fall over to attack its upper half. And here, every time it roars, when its wingtips erupt, the background could get slowly scorched, so that it actually becomes the scorched ancient forest. I don't even like the ancient forest anyway, so I don't really mind it getting burned. But anyway, so finally the sort of third phase. I say sort of because it'd pretty much be the second phase, but now Dire Miralis will by majority be on all fours to represent that we are taking down this force of calamity. And we could get our pretty proof of a hero playing, and the commander will be all like, "Go!" and "Where's my Dragonator?" And finally, unlike Zora Magdaros, we'd actually slay Dire Miralis, and actually carve it, and actually have fun, and actually... Sorry, almost got away from myself. And yeah, so there's my quick run through. There's the quick... What am I trying to say? And there we go. That's a quick run through of my idea of how Dire Miralis could be brought into Monster Hunter World Iceborne and still be very fun and thematic. Like I said, I'm not a game designer in any way, but I played games for a long time, so I know what I like and I dislike, and I feel like I have some idea what other people like to a degree. But thank you all for watching, and definitely let me know what you think, whether you agree or disagree, and what you'd like to see if they were to include Dire Miralis. And also, if in future videos like this, if you want me to elaborate more, because I wanted to keep it kind of short this time around, just in case you weren't totally on board with my idea, you wouldn't have to like listen to me ramble for like 10 minutes basically. And also let me know what other old monsters you'd like to have me look at. Like in the future, I'd love to look at like Nakarkos, Gakmazios, and Altalka, for example. And of course Dalamadur, because we have Rotten Vale and all that. Now, this is pretty much where the video's over, but like, just to get, I guess, sort of kind of emotional, there's like, man, I've been saying sort of kind of a lot, but anyway, thank you all who have liked the Shar Ishvalda and Kieran videos at this point. The Shar Ishvalda video is easily my most popular video. I am almost breaking 600 views, which for a small YouTuber like me, that definitely feels great. And also thank you to all those who have subscribed and, left great comments on especially the Shar Ishvalda video, so that's been great. Sorry for the gap in content, because at this point it'd be like 2 weeks about, because what happened was 2 weeks ago my uncle passed away from cancer, and then last week I got terribly sick. Like, I was pretty much at the point of I wasn't a functioning human, period. And YouTube, it can get hard to like really get back in the groove of things, so hopefully you all like this video. Hopefully we can get back on a regular track, because I definitely love doing these videos, and I love that you all are loving it. So, I definitely want to put more out there. But, yeah, so, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon.